Okay, picture this. The alarm screams at 6 a.m. You drag yourself out of bed, face that commute to a job that, let's be honest, feels less like a path forward and more like, well, a financial treadmill, right? You're just counting down the hours. And then maybe your 401k statement lands showing another year of, let's just say, less than thrilling returns.
Yeah, mediocre is often the word.
Exactly. You do the quick math, and maybe, just maybe, you'll have enough to retire okay at 67 if, and it's a big if, everything goes perfectly.
If the market plays ball, if you don't get laid off.
If healthcare costs don't go completely nuts, it's just this whole cascade of ifs. Does any of that sound familiar to you?
I think it resonates with a lot of people.
You are definitely not alone. This is the reality for millions following that traditional wealth advice. They're unknowingly stuck in a strategy that honestly fails most people. It's what we call the slow lane. But what if I told you there's a completely different roadmap? One that, well, creates millionaires in years, not decades. Lets people build real wealth while they're young enough to actually enjoy it.
A very different proposition.
Hello and welcome back to The Deep Dive. I'm your guide today, and I'm the writer and owner of bullishbooks.com. We're going to unpack a framework I explored recently on my blog in an article called Why Get Rich Slow is Actually Stay Poor Forever, and What Millionaires Do Instead. Now, this isn't about some get-rich-quick scheme. It's really a systematic approach, building wealth through creating value and, solid business systems. And joining me, as always, is our resident expert guide.
It's really striking how deep this conventional financial wisdom runs, even when, as you said, the evidence piles up suggesting it just isn't working for the majority. This dive challenges some pretty fundamental ideas about wealth.
It really does. And our mission today is simple. Break down these sometimes complex financial ideas, give you actionable stuff you can use, and lay out that complete roadmap so you can look at your own path and maybe, just maybe, choose a different one that leads to real freedom sooner.
Sounds good. Where do we start?
Let's start with a metaphor I use in the article. Building wealth is like planning a road trip. You wouldn't just jump in the car and drive randomly, hoping you end up somewhere great, right?
No, probably not.
You'd pick a route based on where you want to go, how fast you want to get there, but with money. Most people just follow society's pre-programmed GPS. It all boils down to what I call the road trip formula. Your financial life, your financial roadmap, plus your actions, plus accelerating factors.
That's powerful because it really hits home if your roadmap, is wrong. Even the best driving won't get you there. It makes you ask, have you ever consciously chosen your financial map, or are you just kind of on autopilot, following a route someone else picked?
Exactly. And people often don't even realize there are other routes. So first up, there's the Sidewalk roadmap. This is all about instant gratification. It's what I call lifestyle servitude.
Lifestyle servitude, okay.
Yeah. Sidewalkers spend everything they earn, often more. Money is just something to consume now. We see this with the wealth trinity delusion. The big house, fancy car, designer stuff looks like wealth.
The appearance of it, sure.
But it's usually just appearance, not actual net worth. Think about the guy, with the $300,000 Lamborghini who then realizes he can't really afford the gas or the upkeep. His stuff owns him. That's lifestyle servitude.
Got it. Possessions controlling you.
Sidewalkers also often have this big hit mentality. They're dreaming of wealth from one lucky break the lottery, some hot stock tip, Vegas. It completely misrepresents how wealth is usually built, which is about consistent value, not luck.
Right. Less lottery, more. Building something.
And then there's the law of victims. This is a really destructive mindset, blaming everything else, the economy, the boss, bad luck for their money problems. It's fatal financially because it strips away your own power, your agency.
So you feel powerless.
Precisely. The antidote, and I stress this in my article, is taking 100% responsibility. Own your financial situation. Focus only on what you can actually control.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's the Sidewalk. What's next?
Next is the big one, the one most people are on. The Slowlane roadmap. This is what almost everyone tells you to do. Save 10%, max the 401k, mutual funds, compound interest over 40 years, looks responsible, feel safe.
The standard advice package.
Absolutely. But let's look at the brutal math as I break down in the article. The Slowlane wealth equation is basically wealth, income expenses, plus investment returns X time. What's missing?
Looking at that. Control.
Bingo. Control. Your whole future relies on things mostly outside your control. Your boss controls your income, the market controls returns, lifespan controls time. It's like trying to build your dream house, but on someone else's land, following their rules.
That lack of control, yeah, that feels precarious. We're kind of taught to outsource our financial future to the market, our job. What are the biggest risks there, putting so much faith in things you can't control?
Great question. And it leads to the Slowlane's 3 fatal flaws. First, uncontrollable variables. Your plan is built on hope. Hope the market does great for 40 years straight. Hope you never lose your job. Hope healthcare doesn't bankrupt you. Hope is not a strategy.
Definitely not a reliable one.
Second, massive time requirements. Even if it all works perfectly, you get wealthy right when your body starts giving out. Money to travel when maybe you can't walk easily. Money for adventure when your energy's gone.
Yeah, the timing isn't ideal for enjoyment.
And third, lifestyle destruction. You're told to scrimp and save for decades. Skip vacations, drive beat-up cars, clip coupons, all for this distant, uncertain prize. For many, it's less a plan, more like a 40-year prison sentence.
Wow, that's a stark way to put it.
And think about the education servitude behind this. Go to college, get a good job. That's a guaranteed path, right? Except we see people like Gates, Zuckerberg.
Right.
They didn't follow that exact script.
True. Plenty of counterexamples.
And then there's the, let's call it, financial guru hypocrisy. A lot of these experts didn't get rich following their frugal advice. They got rich selling it. Building media empires, talking about saving pennies, not actually saving pennies to get rich. That disconnect is huge.
That's a really sharp point. If the map seller didn't use the map, that's the red flag. So, based on your research for the article, what's the bottom line for most people on this path?
The bottom line, and this stat really hit me when I was researching, AARP surveys show nearly 70% of people following traditional retirement planning will never save enough to maintain their lifestyle in retirement.
70% failure rate. That's not just a number. That points to a systemic problem, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If the default path is statistically set up for most people to fail, what does that do psychologically? That whole hope isn't a strategy eroding confidence over decades.
Oh, it's devastating. It leads to huge disappointment, a feeling of wasted time and effort. But this is where it gets, well, exciting. The alternative. The Fastlane roadmap. Now, this isn't get rich quick in that reckless sense. It's about getting rich efficiently. Building wealth while you're young enough to really enjoy it. Slowlaners focus on wealth, job plus savings, plus investments, plus time. Fastlaners, totally different equation. Wealth, profit plus asset value.
Profit plus asset value. Okay.
Think about that example I explored, building a business connecting limo companies with customers. It wasn't just income, it was building an asset. The business made profit, sure, but then it was sold for a big lump sum. That's the key difference. Stop trading time for money, start creating systems that make money and build sellable assets.
That's a fundamental shift.
The core idea, from my analysis, is the law of affection. Your income, your wealth, it's tied directly to how many people you impact and how big that impact is.
Okay, impact and scale.
Exactly. 2 main ways to do it. Scale, impact millions of people in a small way. Think like an app getting $1 from 10 million users.
Yeah.
Or magnitude, impact fewer people, but hugely. Maybe business software saving 100 companies $100,000 each.
Makes sense. Different leverage points.
And the ultimate, scale plus magnitude. Think Amazon, Google. They reach billions and provide massive value.
Right, the giants.
Which brings us to the holy grail, real passive income. But let's be super clear. This isn't easy money. It's not doing nothing. It's about building systems that work without you having to be there constantly.
Systems, not just effort.
Exactly. Based on my research, there are 5 main types of these business systems.
Okay.
1, rental systems, real estate, obviously, but also equipment leasing, licensing, intellectual property, music, patents.
Tangible and intangible assets. Got it.
2, computer software systems. Say, mobile apps, e-commerce with automated shipping, digital assets working 204/7.
Very scalable.
3, content systems. Books, online courses, licensing photos or music you created. Create once, earn potentially for years.
Leverage creativity.
4, distribution systems. Think franchises, affiliate marketing networks, maybe even some MLM structures where you profit from the network sales.
Building networks.
And 5, human resource systems. Basically, businesses run by good managers or silent partnerships where your money works through others.
People systems.
Yeah.
What's really revolutionary there is moving completely away from trading your limited time for dollars. It's about building these engines that run on their own. It changes the whole game.
Yeah.
But for someone used to the perceived safety of the slow lane, how big is the mindset hurdle to actually make that jump?
Oh, it's massive. The mindset shift is probably the hardest part. Slow laners hope for compound interest from the market. Fast laners create compound interest through business growth.
Create versus hope. Big difference.
Huge. Slow laners see money as scarce, something to save. Fast laners see it as abundant, flowing towards value. Slow laners think jobs are safe. Fast laners know relying on one employer is the biggest risk.
Interesting perspective, flip on risk.
Totally. Slow laners accept having no control. Fast laners are obsessed with controlling the variables. And the big one, time. Slow laners trade time for money. Fast laners invest time up front to build systems that free their time later.
So investing time to buy future freedom.
Precisely. Before you even think about building, you have to rewire your brain about money, time, risk. I found that even just incorporating legally setting up a company does something psychologically. You shift from employee thinking to owner thinking.
You see yourself differently.
You start asking, how do I grow my company's value, not how do I get a 3% raise? It changes everything. And you have to accept your life now is the result of your past choices.
Radical responsibility again.
Yep. I often share the story I researched about two friends. One gets an MBA, racks up $80 in debt. The other spends those 2 years building an online business. 2 years later, MBA grad has debt. The entrepreneur has a 6-figure business humming along. It shows the power of choice.
Wow.
So, for you listening, what does this mean actionably? Change your language. Stop saying I can't afford it. Ask, okay, how can I afford it? Don't say I don't have time. Ask, how can I make time for this? It's not just positive thinking, it's problem-solving mode.
That shift from I can't to how can I, yeah, that's crucial. But what about pushback? When someone starts shifting, friends, family, they often resist. How do you handle that crab bucket thing without, alienating everyone or getting dragged back down?
That is such a real thing, the crab bucket. When you start down this path, expect resistance. Friends, family, often meaning well, will try to pull you back to the safety of the slow lane. My advice, set polite but firm boundaries. Realize their fear is often about their limits, not yours.
Don't internalize their fear.
Exactly, and keep reminding yourself. The slow lane, with its lack of control, is actually the riskiest path. Fast laners also value time way more than money. Slow laners might drive across town to save $10 on groceries, wasting an hour.
Right.
Fast laners happily pay for delivery to get that hour back for their business. Why? You can always make more money. You absolutely cannot make more time.
Time is the real finite resource.
Okay, so how do you spot these actual fast lane opportunities? The framework I outline in the article is NECST. Think of it as the 5 fast lane commandments for telling real opportunities from basically disguised jobs.
NAC. Okay, what does that stand for?
N is for need. Your business has to solve a real problem people will actually pay to fix. Think about how many online services started because the founder was personally frustrated. Booking a limo was hard. Managing photos was messy.
Solving a pain point.
E is for entry. There need to be barriers keeping everyone and their dog from jumping in. Specialized skills, unique tech, maybe high startup costs. If entry is super easy, margins get crushed fast.
Needs a moat, basically.
C is for control. You must control the core parts of your business. Don't build your empire entirely on someone else's land, like relying only on Facebook's algorithm or Amazon's marketplace rules. You could lose everything overnight.
Own your platform. Own your destiny.
S is for scale. Can your business reach millions, or at least impact a large number significantly? Internet businesses often shine here, offering global reach that a local shop just can't match.
Reach and impact potential.
And T is for time. The ultimate goal is freedom from the business. It needs to work without your constant hands-on effort. That means building systems so you haven't just created another job for yourself.
Automation and delegation, essentially. That control point in SEs feels especially vital now. So many businesses start on social media or marketplaces. What are those hidden dangers people miss when they build on borrowed land?
Oh, it's a huge trap. The danger is you don't control the rules, the fees, the customer relationship. The platform can change its algorithm, jack up its prices, even kick you off without warning. Poof, business gone.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Real fast laners build their own assets, their own systems. They might use other platforms as tools, sure, but they own the core. Now here's the cool part. The best ideas are often hiding right under your nose. They're those daily frustrations you just put up with.
Like the limo booking example.
Exactly. Train your brain to hear them. When you catch yourself or someone else saying, "Oh, why is this so difficult?" or "There has to be a better way," ding, ding, ding. That's a market signal, a problem begging for a solution.
Tune into the complaints.
And remember, ideas are cheap, execution is everything. My research shows again and again, you don't know if something works until you get it out there. The market doesn't care about your beautiful business plan. It only cares what you actually do.
Get it out the door. Learn from reality.
So what's the takeaway for you? Turn complaints into gold mines. Seriously, Uber, Airbnb, Netflix, Amazon, huge companies built by fixing common frustrations people complain about. Listen for those complaints in your world. They're telling you where to create value.
Complaints as market research. I like that.
And don't run from competition. It means there's actually demand. If nobody's doing it, maybe nobody wants it. The key isn't avoiding competition, it's competing differently.
Find your angle.
Which leads straight to your unique selling proposition, your USP. What makes customers pick you? Like that limo service example, we send you business or you don't pay a dime. Totally different offer, right?
Very clear benefit, low risk for the customer.
To build yours, find your unique solution. Focus on clear customer benefits. Make it specific and measurable. Keep it short and memorable. Put it everywhere in your marketing. And crucially, make it real. You have to deliver.
Underpromise and overdeliver on the USP.
Then there's business monogamy. Don't be a shiny object chaser jumping from idea to idea. Commit to one thing until it works. That focus builds deep expertise, strong relationships, and lets growth compound.
Stick with it.
And finally, it all comes back to building systems for that passive income. Document everything, automate relentlessly, build management layers, create multiple income streams within the business. Plan your exit from day one. That's how you build a business that serves you.
Intentional system building for freedom.
So yeah, we've covered a ton today. The dangers of the sidewalk and slow lane, the systematic path of the fast lane, that NECST framework, the mindset shifts. It's a lot. My work on bullishbooks.com dives even deeper into all this, connects it to other ideas on wealth and startups.
Lots to chew on.
The real difference, I believe, between successful entrepreneurs and everyone else, it's not genius or luck. It's the sheer willingness to pick a different road and stick to it with absolute commitment.
The courage to diverge.
As I often say in my writing, the fast lane offers that possibility, freedom, wealth, enjoyment in return for a few years of intense focused building. That roadmap, it's available to you right now. The question isn't, does it work? Thousands prove it does. The real question is, do you have the guts to ditch conventional wisdom and build something meaningful?
Remember, if you want a life unlike everyone else, you can't act like everyone else. So what's it going to be for you? 40 years hoping the market cooperates, or maybe 5-10 years building something that could change everything.
A powerful choice.
For more on entrepreneurship, building businesses, and wealth strategies that, actually work outside the norm, head over to bullishbooks.com. Subscribe for weekly updates. That's bullishbooks.com. Always sharing fresh takes on wealth wisdom and startup ideas there.
This whole deep dive really underscores how much agency we can have over our financial lives, Once we're willing to question that status quo, take that radical responsibility. It's genuinely a thought-provoking way to look at creating wealth. Definitely challenges the standard narrative.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and definitely keep questioning.